I have something I need to tell y'all today. There's been a lot of upset that happened because of this election. Shalom, Sister Melanated Queen, Sister B Sparrow, and to all that's entering into the chat. I have to tell y'all something about this election today. I don't know if y'all can hear me good, but I'm gonna go ahead and start. I don't want to turn my mic up too loud because it'll be busting through the speaker. Let me go and check it one more time, then I'll go ahead and start, fam. I already got everything written down, what I want to say. Most of the time, I don't write down. Y'all know that, what I'm going to speak. But today, I think that it deserved for me to write it down so I can keep track of everything. Make sure everything turned up properly. Okay, if y'all have any hearing issues with me, please let me know. All right, here is something I want to read to y'all. There has been calls from anti-black hate crime bill. There's been call for an anti-hate crime bill. Let me save this on the screen so y'all can see it for y'allself. Okay, good. That's good, sister. Can y'all see that? There has been calls for an anti-hate crime bill following incidents like the Jacksonville Dollar General shooting. Some people have advocated for specific legislation to address hate crimes against individuals. While there is a federal crime statute, it does not exclusively address crimes against the colored people. The federal government has taken steps to addressing the hate crimes, including the signing of the Immaterial Anti-Lynching Act by President Joe Biden. In March 2022, this act makes lynching a federal hate crime. Additionally, Attorney General Merrick G. Garland has emphasized the importance of combating hate crimes and bias related incidents, highlighting the need for resources to improve the hate crime reporting and response, addressing the issue of why certain measures of laws may not be fully effective. I have dyslexia, so hold on, y'all. That's what they diagnosed me with in school, so hold on. Federal hate crimes. Additionally, Attorney General Merrick. Okay, I stopped at effective. We need resources to improve hate crimes reporting and response, addressing the issue of why certain measures of laws may not fully be effective. If complex and multifaceted, here are a few reasons why it can be challenged to address hate crimes and violence. All right, now we go get into the meat and bones. Implementation and enforcement. Even when laws are passed, the effectiveness depends on proper implementation and enforcement at the local, state, and federal levels. Resources and training. Law enforcement agencies may lack the resources, training, or guidelines needed to adequately investigate and respond to hate crimes. Reporting barriers. Victims of hate crimes may be reluctant to report incidents due to fear of retaliation, lack of trust in law enforcement, or feeling that their concerns won't be taken seriously. Social and cultural factors. Broader social issues such as systematic racism, discrimination, and economic inequality can perpetuate an environment where hate crimes occur and are underreported. public awareness. There may be a lack of public awareness about the existence and impact of hate crimes, leading to the insufficient pressure on policymakers to take action. Efforts to combat hate crimes require a comprehensive approach, including better training for law enforcement, community support, public education, and ongoing legislation efforts. It's an ongoing process, and there are lots more work to be done. Look at this right here. This is what I want to get to. Blaming marginalized groups, including showing how many voted. Blaming marginalized groups, including showing how many voted, can be harmful and perpetuate stereotypes and discrimination. It's important for government officials to address issues with sensitivity. It's important for government officials to address issues with sensitivity and fairness, and fairness, and fairness, focusing on systematic solutions rather than placing blame on specific groups. This approach helps foster a more inclusive and equitable society. Hate crime legislation, while well-intended, can sometimes have unintended consequences for marginalized groups. Hate crime legislation, while intentioned, can sometimes have unintended consequences for marginalized groups. Highlighting divisions within a marginalized group, such as between women and men. Highlighting differences. Highlighting divisions within a marginalized group, such as between women and men, black women and black men, can indeed foster fragmentation, and conflict. Here are some potential dangers of this approach. Increased tension. Emphasizing divisions can create or exacerbate tensions within the group, leading to internal conflicts in your household. Male against female, female against male. Reducing solidarity. There's been many sisters saying they don't want to deal with brothers. They going on them an island now. They gonna practice be something, whatever they saying. Reduce solidarity. This is all what the person that they wanted you to vote for did. And we supposed to agree with this, but a lot of them say they're gonna agree with it. It can weaken the unity. So when they put up there, this how many voted and this how many voted, and they did not count everybody, I want y'all to understand, everybody was not calculated in there. There's a lot of white people that didn't vote, and there's a lot of Negroes that didn't vote. There's a lot of Spanish people that voted, and there's a lot of Spanish people that did not vote. There's a lot of people in every gender and every race that did not vote in this election of division. But there have been a asserted effort to blame all this on the Negro male. And we as the brothers is supposed to sit here and eat up this foolishness that we did not start. It can weaken the unity and collective power of the group. So what it can do, it can weaken the unity and collective power of the group. Before they started coming out with Barack Obama and all this stuff, a lot of people was on board with voting. before they came out with all this mockery and denigration and saying black men is your fault if you don't win and this and that and the other, and got to already see the tensions railed up that they're trying to separate the sisters from the brothers anyway, because the brothers don't want to have their babies murdered inside the clinic, and they want you to fight to have your babies murdered in the clinic. All this stuff going on, and they want brothers to agree with that. What kind of man would be that? What kind of man that'll be? What woman want to marry or be with a man that would want his baby to be taken out inside of a clinic? But that's something that we're supposed to agree with. Making it harder to advocate for shared goals and rights. Listen, if we are one people, why are they separating us by gender? And why do we listen? One hell longer than the other one. We passed that, right? Now we going by gender. First, people couldn't figure out what a male and a female was. Now they separated the brothers and the sisters. Y'all can't see what's going on. And you say you want to go to an island and sisters stick together? The brothers ain't trying to get away from you. The brothers was trying to get away from all that disrespect and demeaning stuff what they did. If they wanted us to go and vote, and they seen all the murders and stuff that happened under the Barack Obama administration when black people went out and voted, why come she didn't set up a Negro hate crime bill when we asked her to do it year after year, day after day? You know how many hours is in a day? It's 24 hours to make up a day and a night and a day. It take 24 hours, and there's 5 days in every week. Well, there's 6 days in every week. So calculate 24 hours times 6. Now calculate that up with the months. Include also the Shabbat, because on the Shabbat, many of us was beckoning for that too. So you need to add up every day. How many days is in a year? Now calculate 4 years. Now calculate the years that when Joe Biden left out of office, and we were still begging and pleading for a Negro hate crime bill. Shalom, Sister Naomi and Sister Shayla. Calculate that up. How many times we was begging still for a Negro hate crime bill, and they didn't do nothing. All they did was sit on their hands and blame us. Blame the men because we didn't want to vote for the destruction of little baby. So I tell you what. Well, we're not going to give you a Negro hate crime bill. No, we can't do that. I can't do that just for black people. Got to make it for everybody. Now, you seen what the studies show. They treating your marginalized group. This is not even all the people behind me that was murdered. This is not even all the people that was murdered. Let me go down here. I got the post-traumatic syndrome and everything up here. All this stuff going on. And listen, we keep saying and repeating it because it's true. 500 years ain't nothing changed. And they saying that we should continue to vote for Kamala Harris and vote for this side and vote for that party. Let me ask you a question. To all of the women that say they want to leave and go to an island, why y'all showing these parties so much grace, right? Y'all will forgive Kamala Harris for not listening to you, for all these people being taken out. She didn't even have the decency to get up and say to you, like I'm coming up to you and telling you right now, even though they did not win, they was that Donald Trump was elected. And when you see, they say 12% at one time, and now they say 13% of what they call black men voted for Donald Trump, right? And in full, 13%. They say that our community is 13%, family. Come on now, think and listen. Then they say the other percent is the one that voted. All right. So now they say that our community is 13%, Y'all got, come on now. So how can your community be 13% when 90% outweighs the 13% that voted for Donald Trump? All right. And then it says that Hispanics and all those other people overwhelmingly voted for them. So let me ask the sisters a question. Okay, so whatever island you going to, you wherever you go, just know that whatever ethnicity and bloodline of the men that you say that you can't stand, guess what? You gonna go, and I'm not blaming all the men in all these countries and all the women in all these countries. I'm not even blaming all the white folk, because not every white person went out there and voted. All right. So if you go down there to this country, going over there, guess what? Their blood kindred stay over there. They didn't have nothing to do with the election, right? Or you going what you gonna do? Go and stay in the Puerto Rican community? Oh, I ain't gonna tell y'all Negroes it's unsafe with y'all. But guess who? Why are you running away from Negroes and you know that it's an all red state? But if it's an all blue state and people get murked all upside the streets, then what's the big difference? There's been people being killed all across this world, murdered all across this world. Where you finna go? And how many times can a brother say to a sister, if you getting beat, or a sister say to a brother, if you getting beat, it's not good to stay, or it's not good to ask the man to stay? And why are we as brothers being told by sisters that said that they've been abused sexually and all these things to go and vote for somebody that ignored you getting abused sexually, that ignored babies getting killed, that ignored all the crimes against your people, that ignored it and said that America is not a racist country, that she ignored all of that? Joe Biden was in office. He could have took care of that. I wasn't the president elected, and none of the brothers that's getting all the flack, all this stuff being taken out on. Now, I said, if they not gonna do nothing for us, then why don't we come together and do something for one another? But I noticed that millions of dollars was raised up for Kamala Harris. But I don't see no stores that was built up, that was raised up out of that $1 million. She got all that money. What is she gonna do with it? Do you think that maybe she might put that money inside of the community? Do you think that she might put that same money that they raised up millions of dollars for Kamala Harris thing that she never addressed any of your problems until jam up at the end, because that's how much you worth to her? She was helping everybody else. It don't mean I hate no migrants. It don't mean I hate Ukraine. It don't mean I hate nobody. Kamala Harris invested all of her interest and all of her strength inside of Ukraine. She invested all of her strength inside of Israel. She invested all of her strength everywhere else besides you. Inside of immigrants, she invested it everywhere else besides you. When a hurricane came and hit white and black people, but mainly white people down here in Florida, Kamala Harris offered them $750 one time. Do you remember when that fire had hit in Hawaii? What did she offer them one time? So they is expected to go and vote for that again? What are people expecting? Like what I'm saying is, if a brother say, you know what, I don't want to make the bad decision, I don't want blood on my hand. Now, they on the news, they'll mock you about that because you say, I don't want the blood. Well, guess what? You don't have the blood on your hand. And guess who's in office? No, it ain't our fault. It's whoever fault it was that refused to sign that Negro hate crime bill. It's for all those people who stood against everything we said. When we was talking about Martin Luther King dream, they was talking about they have a dream about a man wearing a dress and a woman wearing pants. When we was trying to get people together, and when folk was getting along better than they was in a long time, ever since the 50s, when they was getting along well, more than they was ever getting along, guess who stood in the way? Guess who came in and sent COINTELPRO? Guess who came in and ramshacked every single organization? Guess who came in and put stuff against people's page? Guess who came in and made sure people could not see these kind of speeches right here? Guess who came in and made it unpopular to tell the truth? Guess who came in and have people pages being blocked, saying that copyright infringement off of music that they went inside of their own studio and recorded? Guess who came in and blocked people for praying for people that you say hate? We've been voting for Democrats, no matter if they was white. And the first one that came in that we thought was black, we voted for him too. It wasn't about skin color with us. Because when Bill Clinton wanted to be voted in, we voted him in. When George Bush needed to be voted in, we voted him in. And we did it all out of ignorance, thinking that we was doing what we were supposed to do, doing our civic duties while being ignored all these years. There has been thousands upon thousands, trillions of us have been murdered. And when our time came up, when we voted for these people, whether the majority of us sat out and the majority of us came in, you cannot say that we are 13% of people. Because if there's 13%, then out of that 90-something percent, and then what about all those trillions of percent that y'all count for taxes of us? But you don't see that. But you said it's not about color. But when you put up that thing, putting up marginalized people to separate the male from the female, if you love your sisters, if you don't want them to nag at you, if you don't want them to have intimacy with you, then you better get out here and vote. What kind of bewitchery, witchcraft is that? And got the nerve to turn around and blame us. It don't matter what a brother do. Y'all always find a way to try to separate from the children, men from the women, women from the men. You keep finding ways to separate. During the time when they let them come in there with the Section 8 program, they want to separate the men from the women then. You can't get this voucher and you got a man. This is what they did. Now, how many of us is going to do the same thing? Now, we was all these years saying, oh, that was my grandmother and them did that. That was my mother and them did that. Now, you want to go on an island and do the same thing? Bless his Sister Angel. Y'all want to go on the island and do the same thing? Some ain't making sense. You say, there's no man left. No, you're leaving the men. And what worse can Trump do? What else can you hope for? I don't really know. Like y'all said we voted for Joe Biden. He won. Okay, Joe Biden had 4 years to help y'all. What did he do? Do you know how long 4 years is? Y'all want a brother to work on the job and come home and pay the rent in 30 days. They had 4 whole years to help y'all. They had more than that, but I'm just counting their administration because they ignore all the other administrations because they say their administration is a new administration and everything in the past is almost like it's wiped away and there's nothing to fix. So if your house was in foreclosure in 1970, guess what? In 2023, this is a new administration that was under them. So that was in the past. Our ancestors did that. So we're moving into the future. Press to the future. Put everybody else before you. Put everything that we do to separate y'all. Let's put that in and implement that in. Do y'all want to vote for more implications? Because if they want something to get done, all they're going to do is separate the men from the women. I don't know what we got to face in the future, but one thing I know is that my grandmother told me family supposed to face life together. You're not supposed to separate just because times get hard. And I know people don't like to listen to this. Just because it get hard don't mean you're supposed to separate. Now, you say that sisters going to stick together. How y'all going to stick together? Because if blood's supposed to be thicker than water, and you leaving blood so you can live with the other side of blood, and y'all gonna perish out there by yourself unless you go and get a man from another nation. But like I told y'all, you want to take out all y'all frustrations on Negro males. But we're not the one that overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump. As a matter of fact, behind black women, and this is not something to be praised, because this is our mindset as a people, we vote for death and destruction no matter what. So you want to go and leave the man that voted highest out of every demographic of man in America, so that you can go and be with another man from another nation that, even though some of them voted higher than other men, they did not vote higher than the Negro male. And that's not something to be praised. One voted for death in this area and another voted for death in this area. Or maybe they voted for hope in this area, and maybe they voted for hope in that area. And y'all will go to church and pray. Some of y'all do all type of stuff. Y'all say y'all believe in all this stuff, but y'all gonna run off to an island away from a man, the men that voted majority what y'all wanted to vote. And you say there's a problem. No. The men that you say you're going to run off to, because I know y'all not going to be on no island by yourself and not have no children. I know y'all. So y'all going to run off on an island somewhere, and you're going to be with a race of a man, of his kin folks somewhere else that voted for Donald Trump. And some of y'all say, well, some of the men voted for voted for Kamala Harris. I ain't heard that. Now, I don't know if that's going to come up in the future, but you know how the devil get to acting. So somebody may say in the future, well, all of the men that voted for Kamala Harris, we're gonna throw them away. I don't want nothing to do with the men that voted for Kamala Harris. At least the brothers that voted for Donald Trump had some guts. Well, you'll throw them away after a while. The next trend to come up, because they're going to get in y'all ears. The next trend to get up. The men that say, we didn't want the babies to be killed. Oh, those are some nice men. But guess what? Propaganda machine going to turn around again. And they're going to tell y'all, well, hey, guess what? If you want this legislation to come in, you got to hate the men that want to say the baby. You're going to be right back at it again. Until y'all understand that this war that y'all fighting is not flesh and blood, but it's spiritual wickedness and high powers. Don't look at me. I'm telling you the truth. This is what happened. Now, is we going to accept it or reject it? How can y'all say y'all going to get along with other races? How can the European woman get along with the black women? If y'all can't understand this, how can the European men get along with black men if y'all can't understand this? This is political. I heard a brother saying today, just like y'all go to the game and slap hands and cheer for the Cowboys, what happened to y'all when y'all come off of the football field? Oh, go back into my old routine. We just stuck in our ways, ain't we? Back to the old routine again. Oh, I gotta go and find my ghost hat. Something don't make sense. Overnight, the American economy went up $1 billion. That's not a bad thing. Trump or Kamala can't speak on abortion. It's up to the state. Right. But the issue, what I'm saying is that the men is supposed to take care of their children. It is an honorable thing, I thought, that a man don't want their babies to be taken out inside of clinics. I thought that it's an honorable thing that the men say, look, I don't want y'all to take the babies out. I want to take care of the baby. We need to take care of the babies. Let's figure something out rather than taking them out. It's better that you put the baby up for adoption, right? Oh, you don't want to go through the pain. Hey, what can I say? I don't know. I mean, if you can save your life, I get it. If you can save your life, I get it. Who wants to die, right? I get it. But people want us to go out there and die. They want us to go out there and just Black men supposed to be shooting bags. Black men's is shooting bags. They had a page talking about we are shooting bags. That's what they said. Kamala Harris stirred up all this stuff with her anti-black, anti-male, anti-female rhetoric. She stirred up a lot of stuff, and a lot of people carried it on. All this just for a stupid vote. If you wanted a vote, then you would have went inside of the communities where people were suffering. You would, instead of just talking, you would have went in the communities. If you got the money, you'd have went in the communities. They raised up millions of dollars. If you can afford Beyonce to come out to your concert, if you can afford Kurt Franklin and them to come out of your concert, how come you didn't go into them cities? Where was she when? And I know what they say. Where was Trump? What is we gonna do about Trump? What is? They said that was the they said that was the that Trump. This is what they said. Now they said Trump was for the Ku Klux Klan. That's what they said. Now I don't know if that's true or not, but they said Trump is for the Klan. That's what they say. But I can tell you this right here. They can say all that. Okay, y'all said y'all made y'all point. Y'all said Trump is for them. Okay. They said Trump is for them people. So, okay. So if Kamala Harris is for the other people, then why wasn't she helping the other people? If Kamala Harris said, I'm not just going to do anything for black people, how come she didn't help all people? How come she was helping everybody else and never helping all people? How come it was just select this one and that one? How come trillions was sent here and trillions was sent there, but never sent to the people that she said she wanted to vote for her? If a woman wanted to win a baking sale, why would she send all of her cupcakes so people can taste them to people who were never going to vote whether if her cupcake was the best one or not? She did not go to the people that was going to vote for her. She went to everybody else. She did not go and give money to the Negroes and these poor white people that I see around here. I didn't see them loaded with all that money. I didn't see them riding in brand new cars. I didn't see them coming in saying how happy they is about they got their brand new business. I didn't see none of them. I seen the European man die home. He died poor. The man said he stayed in this hood over here for 20-some years and always been poor. He died poor. He was a European guy. I've lived in the hood and I seen black people poor as dirt. I didn't see them coming up saying that I feel better. Only thing I see is on the news is that there's more crime. There's more crime. Al Sharpton got to say something. Somebody got to say something. NAACP got to say something. Women rights, baby rights to be killed. How's that a baby right that he died? I would be afraid if I was a baby. If I knew to be afraid. If I was in my mother's womb thinking I'm safe and cozy, and all of a sudden I'm eating out of the umbilical tube and I'm getting sick, supposed to be connecting with this woman that said that she's my mother. Can you imagine how Yahweh feel? Can you imagine how the men feel that say they wanted a baby and they just take them out? Oh, it's not his choice. My body, my choice. My body, my choice. My body. What about the baby? No, my body, my choice. My body, my choice. All of it is just selfishness. Look, if it's your body, your choice. Like they say, they got a lot of, and I don't believe in outside of marriage stuff, and I know people did it. I did it before. I don't believe in outside of marriage stuff. I had to repent for that, but I'm saying this. They say they got protective measurements that you could go to avoid to have babies. But do people do that? And if they do it and the baby come, guess what happened? A baby came. Now, just like they want men to take responsibility and do what men do, How come women can't take responsibility and do what women do? And if men and women is not taking, and how is us taking responsibility going and vote? I would. It's more important that you get yourself together before you go out and vote for anything. How can you stand up for everybody in the world and we is so scattered in the mind as people? We can't do that. We got to come together first. You could vote for legislation all you want to. Let's say if she would have never ignored you and gave you a crime bill. What y'all gonna do? How many people is on the news right now? Now, allegedly, that they saying did this, did that. Allegedly. And it could be false. But we need to put our priorities in the right place. I'm saying, don't run away just because times get hard. Sisters, I know that they've been giving y'all a lot of encouragement, but somewhat mixed in that encouragement was trickery. Because there have been many men, and because they try to make it all black men fault, I'm not going to put white men in this. I'm not going to put Mexican and nobody else in this. They said it's black men fault that Kamala Harris lost the election. If I ran an election like that, if I said, and I know a lot of sisters say, why the brothers over here? Why they going with these women? If I ran an election where I was giving all this money to white women, and I'm not saying this happened, I was giving white women trillions of dollars, and I was telling sisters, vote for me, vote for me. And at the last minute, I promised black women, hey, I know I ignored y'all for years. But hey, I know I set up white women with all this stuff. But guess what, black women? If you don't vote for me, it's your fault if I don't win this election. It's your fault if I don't win this election. Black women can say whatever they want to say. It's your fault, black women, if I don't win this election. Even though I've been dogging y'all out. Even though if I was not a black man and I was saying, hey, I'm black man, but I'm finna ignore all the struggles of black men. I'm gonna ignore all the struggles of white men and black men and everybody else that's suffering like y'all. Let's keep them fighting. Let's keep them fighting at each other. Hey, black and white, black and white. Y'all go in y'all Bible study. Let's sanction their pages. Let's say they anti. Let's say they anti. Some of us, we need to really think about what's been going on. Now, I said what I said, and a lot of people mad. But I hope that when y'all come down, y'all will understand what's going on. Okay, Sister Angel, y'all need to understand what's going on. Let's see what Sister B Sparrow said. It is the Democratic Party fault. Right. You can't blame somebody for running I mean, you ran the wrong play. The play you ran, you was sacking like, I don't know. You know what? Before the election, because I'm the person that they supposed to ignore. So before the election, because y'all know I'm the person they supposed to ignore, right? Before the election, I said, how can a football team win when they playing against their own player? Oh, somebody, oh, crazy, idiot. Just vote. Forget about all that. Okay, ignore me. Ignore what I said. You know a team cannot win if they're playing against their own self. They didn't want to play for you. You, listen, if everybody else is getting pimped, and I got to say it and call it like it is, then we was the bottom hoe. We was the bottom hoe. And they say the bottom hoe go harder for the pimp than all the other hoes in the hoe house. Black people, we is the bottom hole of America. All we do is get slapped around. We don't get nothing for getting slapped all across everywhere. But everybody else that's getting pimped, at least they're getting paid to be pimped. Even you read that in the Bible about us in the last day. This in the, about us in the Bible in the last day. I believe it's in Ezekiel chapter 16. Look it up for yourself. A lot of people don't believe that. It's in Ezekiel. Shalom, positive reinforcement. It's in Ezekiel. What did she expect when she said she not going to do anything specifically for black people? Black folk, remember that? They don't want to remember that. Well, they say we're gonna do it for all people. That's what Donald Trump said. So I don't know. Donald Trump said he gonna do it for all people, and he also spoke about black people. I don't know if he gonna do it or not. It's up to him to do it. It's up to him to run his policy. I don't know. I'm not Donald Trump. But let's see if Donald Trump show people. Let's see what he say. That's all I can tell you. But we supposed to put our hope in y'all. I thought that's what we was raised all our life inside of religion and inside of the Bible to put our hope in Messiah. So I don't know. I guess, when it's time for us to put our hope in him, that's the time to start blaming and pointing fingers at one another. And there's a lot of black men that got their part to play in this. But since the sisters say they want to run off to an island somewhere on a lonely island, don't go off on the island, sister. Think these things through before you just run off. Think these things through. Now y'all know goodness well. What's that City Girl Mel? If City Girl Mel would have did all that stuff, how many people would have been all over her? If the very one that they said that they went to go and see, if Beyonce would have did all that stuff, they would have been Beyonce would have been all in the tabloids. Hey, what did they do recently? They were snapping all over what the rapper name? Sexy Red. One our sister snapping all over Sexy Red because Sexy Red said something they ain't like. I thought that's what happened when the sisterhood say something y'all don't like, right? I mean, if they want to go, but I'm just telling them, like, some don't ain't making sense. I'm supposed to tell them before they go. Uh-huh. But see, look, gorilla, the gorilla. Hey, they say they want to deal with they want to deal with her and this and that and the other. But guess what? They had your homegirl at the Kamala invited her to rap for y'all sisters. Y'all ain't mad with her no more. Then y'all say black men, y'all want the black men to stand against women that degrade y'all. I mean, I'm not saying that every black man voted for Trump. No, because the majority of us didn't vote at all. So that show you how many of us it is. Because the majority of Negroes did not even vote. I don't know if y'all heard what they said on the news, because a lot of people keep skipping over that. The news said the majority of the people in the urban community, and y'all know what they mean when they say the urban community, did not vote. Guess what? Everybody white didn't vote. So when they say 50%, 50 and some change percent of white men voted for Donald Trump, 50 and some change percent voted on the other end for Donald Trump. Then they say 40 some percent voted for Kamala Harris. Where's they pulling these numbers from? Is it, can you be honest with me? Is it only 1 million and something people in America? So the majority of Americans, I say it again, the majority of Americans did not vote. It was a protest vote. Guess what? If they ignored your protest vote and they pretend like your protest vote didn't happen, what is you what I mean, what do they care about anything? At least she could have said, hey, I apologize for running this campaign the way I'm running it. I'm going to change and do it this way. You know, I don't know if somebody gonna come out and be a leader, show which one is a real leader. I mean, I guess, hey, at all points, people is missing every opportunity they got to show that there's a leader. But guess what? I don't know. I don't know what this was about. Was did that person want to just run just because they want to run for it? Because I'm gonna tell you this right here. A person that love you like they love themselves want to put you in that predicament, and knowing that you're a marginalized group, put out the statistics like that to even cause you to fight and squabble amongst yourselves if you don't go and vote for them. That is black magic. That is black magic that they did on you. For all of them sisters that say that they know how to practice witchcraft, that right there was black magic. Did y'all know that that was magic, what she did on y'all? Did y'all know that that was a curse that she did on y'all? Can't y'all see that that was a curse? She was controlling y'all with her words. Did y'all see that that was a curse? Okay, I can't say that. The grassroots. The grassroots told black folk not to vote Democrat or don't vote at all. No tangibles, no vote. It worked. So guess what? No tangibles, you didn't get nothing one way or the other. And if she really wanted you to vote, she would have gave you that Negro crime bill. See, she was holding that over your head and she wasn't gonna do nothing. Do you believe somebody that they say they gonna do something for you? They had all these years to do it and they didn't do it. They think that you only do something for them if they do something for you, and they never do nothing for you and you still voted for them and they still couldn't see that you was gonna vote for them anyway. That's on them. They the one that can't see. Y'all still went out there and voted for her anyway. Honestly, I got to go, fam. I've been on here, and so I think that's enough time, fam. All right, I want to thank y'all for coming out. I want to be 50 minutes. 50 minutes. Shalom again to you, sister. Melanated queen. Shalom to you again, sister B Sparrow. Shalom to you again, sister Naomi. Shalom to you again, sister Shay Love. Barakathon, and shalom to you again, sister uh positive reinforcement. And I hope that sister Privacy is doing good. Shalom to you, sister, if you hear this. Shalom to you, sister. Uh I'm giving a shalom, a shout out to all of the family members, but I cannot call all y'all names out. So please don't hold it against me. Shalom, sister lovely lady. Shalom to you, Ak Moshe ben Yehuda. Shalom to you, Ak Moshe, and Ak Moshe, the commentator, my bad. Shalom, Ak K Judah. Shalom, Age, awake. I think that's enough, fam. Y'all know. And if y'all would have said Shalom today, it would have helped me out. But y'all probably just want to listen in the background. I hope that y'all ain't mad. Don't be mad at the brother. I tried to come and be a peacemaker. I tried to be a peacemaker. I gave Kamala Harris all of the things she needed. But I'm a lay person. They not supposed to come and listen to nobody like me. They supposed to go and listen to the people arguing across the internet saying, black men, if you don't vote, it's your fault. That's who they were supposed to listen to. They weren't supposed to come and listen to this little old platform. They weren't supposed to do that. But if y'all go back and listen to all of the videos I did, I gave Kamala all of the stuff she needed to win. I gave it to Trump. I gave it to Kamala, whoever was willing to listen. But guess what? This right here was treated like hate speech, or treated like something that need to be shadow banned. And it ain't my fault that they lost. And I'm not finna take that on myself. All right, fam, I got to go. Shalom to all those who are hereafter, and to those who are listening now. Please don't forget to like and share the live. And I want to say to you all again, Shalom.
Anitazaki ya hakala ya kabala anya abamar anya abamar you almighty Allahayim I say not stand still Anitazaki ya hakala ya kabala anya abamar you almighty Allahayim I say not stand still Anitazaki ya hakala ya kabala anya abamar you almighty Allahayim.
I got some things in my chest, I don't know how to express. While I'm walking down the cold road to pass every test. Now look, I can't eat, I can't sleep. Y'all send me from the water, cause I'm going in deep black. People keep talking, always deceiving. Try to break it down, but you gotta keep believing. Whoop down the Bible, let it say to Peter Pan. Praying for the people, cause we all gotta stand. Wonder was a lollipop to the grandma in the on sky. It's a cold world, trying to break the truth out. People get paid to check, pill sell out. Lying on the word, but it ain't no other way out. To my I gotta never give up. People across the world, everywhere, keep eyes up, eyes front, look. Press to the mark, yeah, man, and high collar. Go, come and see a man that'll live it when you're falling. Forget him, bomb the enemy, I'ma run to the way and the truth and the light. I spot, bomb packs, I'ma say it every day and night, man, I promise I fight. Light them up, I don't need no match, I'll have you buy all by yourself, let me get my breath. I guess this with the hook gon' be, man, so drop that, man, I repeat myself. Don't need no match, I'll have you buy all by yourself, let me get my breath. I guess this with the hook gon' be, man, so drop that, man, I repeat myself. I will not be ignored, I've been quiet too long, struggle ain't easy, that's why I'm always on my own. Been weeping all night, but joy come in the morning time. So down on my knee, I get it, yeah, no praying for a sign. Remember Tulsa Massacre, that ain't been long ago. Although we ask for reparations, bro, we get that where we go. It's hard to believe the sight, even though it was real. And I pray we all call on y'all, cause in hell it ain't no milk and cooking. Every check bounce, if it can't avoid it, or you but never got paid, let me turn to y'all. Willing to say we sin, cause we sick of all the spoilers, so we call it to the Father. With a hurt for 12, bro, in the sun. Why boom one another with a one track mind? As if everything we see this even while the nation from the north, break the land and come out with the agents of our own flesh, spraying one another with a murderous brutality. Ask about the lost sea, hear the sheep scatter like a person is a cocaine. Every day in a battle, building muscle, Get a crowd of people in the trouble. Yeah, it ain't my strength. Bomb the enemy, I'ma run to the way and the truth and the light. I spot, bomb packs, I'ma say it every day and night, man, I promise I fight. Light them up, I don't need no match, I'll have you fire all by yourself, let me get my breath. I guess this with the hook gon' be, man, so drop that, man, I repeat myself. I don't need no match, I'll have you fire all by yourself, let me get my breath. I guess this with the hook gon' be, man, so drop that, man, I repeat myself.